Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. So in today's video we're going to be checking out Persona's 5 battle system. I want to make this kind of like a full explanation guide about the battle system, maybe for the people that haven't picked this game up yet and are not sure and want to actually see what the battle system is actually like, because I know before picking up a JRPG the battle system is one of the main points and you probably want to see what it's like before buying it, or maybe just for somebody that has only just got started and wants something cleared up for them, I guess. So yeah, so let's just go ahead and hop into a battle. So before heading into the battle itself, there are multiple ways of starting a battle. So like on most JRPGs, we can get an ambush on them that will give us the first turn in battle. They can also do the same to us, which will give us a pretty big disadvantage. And then there's just the default one where whoever hits who first gets the advantage. So we're just going to go ahead and ambush this guy right here. So we are going to get an advantage. Right, so let's start with the basics. On this pretty cool looking menu we get multiple options. So all the characters have got the same options, at least on this menu anyway, so it's not too complicated. So actually if we press attack with X, then it's just going to do, well, a normal attack. The normal attack does count as a kind of an element, but we get into that in a second. Next up we've already got items to heal and recover SP and whatever normal JRPGs items there. We can press circle to guard, which is obviously if we know an enemy is charging an attack up, or maybe sometimes it says certain enemies staring at somebody. That obviously means that they are going to be doing a pretty strong attack, so you know that you will have to guard with that character. Obviously guarding don't take all the damage away, it will just do less, and it don't guarantee that they will survive. Then we've got gun with up on the D-pad, so everybody's got their own kind of gun. The thing is with guns that you have limited ammo, and that ammo will only come back to you once you leave the dungeon, or also known as the palace, so you don't want to keep spamming away. And then finally we have got the option to summon a persona. Each character has their own unique persona, except Joker, which is the main character. Right, so like I said, the main character has various personas. Each persona has their own attacks, and look at it as if they were Pokemon, I guess. You can trap them. Hopefully we can show you that in a second. So at the moment I can hold up to 8 persona at once. You don't start with 8 slots, but you will increase them as you go through the game. So we can change persona once per turn, and we can see their strength and weaknesses, their attacks, what they're going to learn if they level up. Obviously they only get experience at the end of the battle if you're using them. So those weaknesses and strength also affect your character. So for instance, if we equip this persona for this turn, if an enemy hits us with a wind attack, we are weak to wind, and that will affect us quite badly. And this will give us resistance to lightning and gunfire. So it depends what enemy you're fighting, then it's a good thing to change persona or not. About weaknesses on this game, there's probably the most important thing in battles. So from past experience we know that this enemy is weak to gunfire, as we can go here and analyze her. The second element on this table is gunfire. The first one's normal attack, so if you just press X, that is what that means. But there are also some persona attacks that have that kind of physical element as well. So we got really lucky on this enemy. We haven't really tried any elements at all against her, but normally if they do fly and they're kind of little, they are weak to gunfire. So we know that this enemy is weak to gunfire. So for instance, this one we knocked down with gunfire. So if we hit an enemy with the element they're weak against, they will get knocked out for a short period of time. Also, if we hit an enemy with something they're weak against, as I will show you in a second, so we know they're weak against gunfire. So let's go ahead, shoot. So when they are all down, when all the enemies in the battle are down at once, we get this special mode. So in this special mode we can talk to them, and if we talk to them we can try and capture them. Like I mentioned before, they're kind of like Pokemon. If we can convince them through conversation, obviously they do have to be the same level or a lower level than you to be able to have this option. If not, it will just automatically be unsuccessful, and maybe they'll just give you an item or something and then flee. So if we do manage to convince them through conversation, this persona will be added to our inventory. We can ask them for money, and we can also ask them for an item. So once they give us the money or the item, they will just flee. We won't get as much XP or items or anything like that, because we didn't actually finish the battle, but it will finish the battle. Lend me your power. Well, I just mentioned that before. If successful, we will get them as persona to use in battle and level up and all that. Also use them to fusion with other personas to get certain unique personas, but we'll probably talk about that in a different video. And the other option in this menu is to just go in all out attack. So if we press triangle, whoever is alive or whoever is capable of doing this, because for instance you're paralyzed or something, you won't be capable. So in this case, all 4 of them are capable. And yeah, it'll just do an all out really powerful unique ultimate attack. It doesn't guarantee the win though. Some stronger enemies may resist this. But yeah, that's the end of him. So let's go and look for another enemy. Right, so I've got another. Let's just show you the more basic way of getting in combat. This is the standard way. So if we hit them first, we get normal battle. But if they hit us first, then they get an advantage. So wait, we don't really know what the resistance is of these guys right here. As you can see, we can just press R1. If we knew their resistance, or sorry, if we knew their weakness, if we press R1, it will automatically select the attack they're weak to, so we don't have to look for it. But we don't know the weakness of this new enemy. So what we're going to do is we're going to try a few elements. Let's try wind. Nope, nothing. So they're electric, so they're probably weak against... Let's try a physical attack. Missed, so we don't really know. Try fire. Nothing. So already once we use elements and we go to analyze them, then we know that, for instance, now they're not weak to fire or wind. But we obviously need to try out the other elements too. So what do we have? We've got fire. We already tried fire. Let's see what personas we've got. So let's try... Let's try one with the death element. And not weak to that apparently either, so we may not even have an attack that they're weak against. But I'm going to try a normal attack since the other one missed. It seems like they've got quite a good evasion rate, these enemies. Alright, we finally hit them, but no, they're not weak to that. Let's try gunfire. Nope, not weak to that either. But we got actually really lucky there. If we get a critical attack on an enemy, even if they're not weak to that, it will have the same effect. So we knock them down and we are in this hold up mode once again. So this enemy's level 11, so we could actually try and make her... So we could actually try and convince her to be our persona. So let's go ahead and see what she has to say. So we have to convince her. This is kind of a bit random because you never really know what's right to say. See, so now we convinced her and she is now our persona, which is pretty cool. So we caught another one that we didn't have. And we can now summon her in battle. So there's something now. So sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes the actual enemy will give in. And we could ignore him and just return to the battle, or we could just talk to him. It's like exactly the same as the hold up mode, but they will do it themselves if they give up. So, you know, we get the same menu, give me your money and they'll escape, want an item and then they'll escape, or you could just ask to lend their power. So if you ask for them to be your persona, so if they're the one that started the dialogue kind of mode, you won't have to convince them, they'll just automatically be yours, so it's a lot easier that way. So there is one more thing I wanted to show you, and that is the one more option. So if we hit somebody with something they're weak against. So we know that these are weak against gunfire. So we do that and pass turn. So there's a thing called one more. So basically if we hit somebody with something they're weak against and don't knock all of them down, because obviously if we knock all of them down it will begin the hold up mode, we will get an extra turn with that character. And if we've got a strong enough relationship with another character, we can give that extra turn to that character. So currently we have it with everybody. So say this, for instance, now another enemy that we want to knock down but is weak to an element that this character doesn't have, but we want to make use of this extra turn, then that's the point of that. And apart from that, it does give them a bit of a buff. So say that this guy had, just imagine there's a different type of enemy and only this character had an element that it's just weak against, and we want to knock both of them down to get the hold up mode. So we're going to use the gunfire anyway because that's what they're weak against. And yeah, so now we've got the hold up mode by doing that. We will have some more passives depending on the relationship we have with different characters. But yeah, that's pretty much the basic of battles, guys. So like I said at the start of the video, this is a video for people that maybe haven't bought the game but wanted to know what the battle system's like, or somebody was just getting started and didn't quite understand something. So yeah, guys, hopefully this was helpful. If it was, please go like and subscribe. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter, and we'll see you next time, guys.